to invest in real estate, but you have no idea where you're going to get the money? This video is for you. Maybe you have no cash. Maybe your credit is not where you want it to be. Maybe you're self-employed and the bank keeps telling you no. But none of those things is what's keeping you out of the game. The old advice is what's keeping you out of the game. Stay with me and you'll know exactly which financing routes fit your situation, even if you're starting with almost nothing. If you've ever been told you need a big down payment, high credit score, and 2 years of clean tax returns before you can buy an investment property, you're in the right place. That is the exact wall I'm going to take down today. Here's the belief almost everyone starts with. You think the reason you've not bought yet is money, not enough saved, credit that took a hit, or income that looks small on paper because you work for yourself. So you wait. You tell yourself you'll get to it once the money situation looks better. But money is the most available thing in a real estate deal. There is more capital out there looking for a good deal to fund than there are deals to fund. The scarce part is a good deal and someone who knows how to structure it. Once you see that, financing stops being a wall and starts being a menu. I've spent 23 years in real estate on every side of these deals, and I've watched people with no cash, rough credit, self-employed, get into properties that changed their lives. Not because their situation was special, because they knew the route that fit them. So here's what you're going to walk away with today. Which route works when you have no money to put down? Which lenders barely look at your credit? And why the situation you have been told is the hardest to finance, being self-employed, might actually be the easiest. Let me show you. The first thing to change is where you start. Almost everyone starts with their own bank account. They ask, how much do I have? Then they look for a property that fits that number. This is backwards. And it's the biggest reason people stay stuck. Think about where the money actually lives. Private lenders, sellers who own their property free and clear, partners with retirement funds sitting in cash, lenders who care about the property, not about you. The money's everywhere. Therefore, your job is not to have all cash. Your job is to know the menu well enough to pick the route that fits your situation and the deal that's sitting in front of you. And that is the rule for everything that follows. These are routes on a menu, not a single locked door. A person with no cash does have several options. A self-employed person has almost all of them. Hold it loosely and pick what fits. No money for a down payment is where most people quit before they start. The conventional world says that's the end of the conversation. It's not. It just means you use these routes where money comes from someone else and the property or partner carries the weight instead of your savings. The first is seller financing. This is where the person selling the property acts as the bank. Instead of you getting a loan and handing them a big lump sum of cash, they let you pay them over time on terms you both agree to. It fits best when the seller owns the property free and clear, or it's the easiest, I should say, and would rather have a steady monthly income than a big check today. Picture an older owner who's tired of managing a place and doesn't want a third of their sale to go to taxes. This is where people go wrong in treating this like it's a big favor to beg for. It's a normal, legal way to buy a property, and you get a yes by leading with what the seller wants and needs. The second is a partner or private money. A private lender is a person who funds the deal, secured by the property. A partner brings the cash while you bring the deal and the work, and you split it. This fits almost anyone with no cash, but a genuinely good deal because the deal is what attracts the money. Where people go wrong is chasing strangers first. The money usually comes from someone who already knows you or one introduction away. Maybe you have some cash, but your credit took a hit. A rough stretch, a medical thing, a business that had a hard year. The conventional lender sees the number and stops reading it. But there's a whole category of financing that barely looks at your credit because it's lending against the property, or the asset is what they call it, not against you. The first is called a DSCR loan. That stands for Debt Service Coverage Ratio, and it's simpler than it sounds. The lender looks at whether the property pays for itself, if the rent covers the payment, or the loan works, and if your rehab plan fits what's going to happen and your future costs are going to be made. And your personal credit becomes a small part of the picture. It fits an income property that cash flows from day one. Where people go wrong is assuming they don't qualify because of their own numbers, when the property is the one that's qualifying, not the person. The second is hard money. This is a short-term loan from a lender who cares about the property and the deal, not your credit history. If it's a project with a clear, fast exit, like a flip, you'll sell or refinance within a year. The cost is higher, so it's a tool for deals with a definite payoff date, not for holding long-term. Where people go wrong is using it on a deal with no exit, and then the short clock runs out. If you work for yourself or live on a 1099 income, you've probably been made to feel like you're the hardest person in the room to finance. Two banks say no, your accountant did a great job making your income look good on paper or look small on paper. You start to believe you're the problem. You're not the problem. You may have the most options of anyone watching, so don't let anyone box you into that one route. Start with the two lenders built for you, and you already know them. DSCR and hard money both lend on an asset, not your tax returns. A DSCR loan on a property that cash flows doesn't care what your Schedule C looks like. A hard money lender funding a solid flip doesn't ask for 2 years of clean W-2s. These exist for exactly your situation. But don't stop there, because you're not limited to just them. Seller financing works just as well for you, and the seller doesn't care how you file your taxes. And if your credit is strong, here's one people overlook. A line of credit from your bank often comes with better terms and more flexibility than the specialty loans. And for a credit-worthy, self-employed buyer, it can be one of the best tools on the table. You only pay for what you use, and it lets you move fast. If your credit is solid, ask your bank about a line of credit before you assume a specialty loan is your only option. One caution while we're here. A lot of people reach for a loan against their own home the moment they need cash. Right now, I'd be careful. Those rates are super high, and you're putting your own home on the line. For most people, there are better, lower risk ways to fund a deal, so keep that one near the bottom of the list. No cash, seller financing, or a partner in private money work best. If your credit's not there yet, a DSCR loan or hard money for a deal with a fast exit. Self-employed, DSCR and hard money first, then seller financing, and a bank line of credit is your strongest. Notice how many of these show up in more than one situation. That's the point. These are doors, and most of you have more than one you can open right now. I know this is a lot of information, so to help you out, I've attached what I call my deal filter checklist. It lays out each of these routes, who it's right for, who it's wrong for, so you can find your path in about 2 minutes instead of guessing. The link is in the description below, and I'll pin it in the first comment. There's one thing I didn't cover here, and without it, every route we just went through is useless. A financing route only matters once you have a deal good enough to use it on. The next video is where I show you how to find the kind of deals these routes are built for. The motivated sellers most people walk right past because once the deal is good, the money, as you know, is the easy part. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.